see your beautiful people. How I sound out there? We good? The quality of mic is good? I appreciate you all joining. We good?
It's up.
Y'all can hear me good? Okay, great. All right, so we got a couple of things to go over here. I can't wait to get started with this one. I feel as though this is important. I'm gonna say my next few live streams to me are gonna be the most important. Those of you that were having that conversation with me earlier today during the live stream that I conducted in the 13% community server. It's free, by the way. If you want to join that, go ahead and click that join link at the bottom of in the description. But yeah, I'm going to save that for the next live stream. I do have stuff pulled over, but I have multiple hard drives, so it took me a second to grab everything I'm going to want to grab. So I'm going to save that for the next one. This one, I'm going to stick to what I already had pre-planned to be talking about. And we're going to go from there. It's necessary. It's necessary. Come to find out, one of the videos I'm getting ready to play is not even on my YouTube channel anymore. I wonder why. I mean, I didn't get in. Look, anyway, it's up.
It's up.
I appreciate y'all coming out, man.
It's go time, Slim.
So who in the house today? Who we got in here? Who checking in right now? We got Baltimore checking in. Sacramento, California. What up, CEO Ball Styles? What's going on? How you doing, sis? Temple, Texas in the building. Almighty Law in the building. What's going on, y'all? Arizona. Hey, blow it up, y'all. Come on, blow it up. Let's turn up. Blow it up. We got this. All right, so where we at? I don't care if you got to say it more than 3 times. Let me see it. Oklahoma, Oakland, California in the building, and Detroit, Michigan, Long Beach, California, Georgia in the house, Ohio in the house, Boston, Massachusetts in the house, Pittsburgh, PA in the house. Yeah, Dallas, Texas in the house, Turtle Island in the building. Hey. Philadelphia in the building. Dallas, Texas in the building. All right, that thing jumped a little bit. Columbus, Ohio. It don't matter. Put it back in there. Put it back in there. Y'all got birthdays. Shout them out too. We in here. King Third in the building. What's going on, brother? How you? I appreciate you for joining. Houston, Texas. I see you. Charlotte, North Carolina. Austin, Texas. Dade County. Lakeland, Florida. Who that? Lima, Ohio. Syracuse, New York. Delaware, Chicago. Brooklyn. South Carolina. Jacksonville, Florida. Duval, what's going on? Miami. 305 in my Ayo. Los Angeles, California. Louisville, Kentucky. Duval, yeah. Lakeland, Florida. Houston. Indianapolis, Indiana. Fort Worth, Texas. Vegas in the house. ATL in the house. 217. St. Louis, 314. 103, I think that's Houston, Texas. It went up a little quick. I couldn't see it. 214, Dallas, Texas. Seattle, Washington. St. Louis in the building. Goldsboro, North Carolina. Tampa, Florida. 202 in the house. That's DC. What it do, Slim? Columbus, Georgia. 216. 501. Put it in there. 504. I see y'all. 414. 313. 757. That's Virginia. What up, VA? 804. Ain't that Virginia too? 803, 302. Look, hold on. How y'all go from, wait a minute, look at this. How y'all go from shouting out where y'all at, right? To the area code. Who started that? Now I'm shouting out area codes. That's funny. That's what's up though. Boston, Massachusetts in the building. Man. What up? What up, Niji? Louisiana in the building. I'm talking about, they just said forget it. I'm putting in the area code. But what if nobody know that area code? Y'all gotta put it in. You know what I'm saying? Wilmington, Delaware, 302. You see what I'm saying? Now we know what 302 at. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Athens, Georgia. See, 704, 615. Where's 615 at? 713 Houston, Texas. 773 West Side Chi. What up, Chi-Town? Where we at? South Carolina in the building. Columbia, South Carolina. Georgetown, South Carolina. Hold up, that went quick. VA in the building. New Jersey in the building. Nevada in the building. Alabama, 256 in the building. 404, that's ATL. Tennessee, 615. Las Vegas is 702. 414, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I see you. Ain't nothing wrong with doubling it up. See, I was able to see it. You see what I'm saying? Look, all right, hold up, Milwaukee. Oh, I see. 912 Savannah, Georgia. All right, that went quick. I couldn't see that one. What they say? 229 Bainbridge, Georgia. I believe that said Bainbridge. 616 Grand Rapids. I couldn't see the rest. All right, hold on, wait a minute. Now is okay. 410. That's Baltimore. It's Possum, Maryland. That's definitely Baltimore. What up, Baltimore? What up, B-More? What up, yo? What's going on? 770, that's Atlanta. Where y'all at though? Y'all 95 South? Look, where y'all at? 295, 395? See, that's what I'm familiar with. Where y'all at? 695? I dare y'all to put them interstates out there. You done already put the area codes out there. Houston, Texas, Monroe, Louisiana. 209 California, a lot of 95 South, 020 West in the building, I-75, look, I-20, 285, 90 West, 95 South, put it in there, hey,
It's up.
turn up,
Rule left.
put it in there, I-10, I-70, I-10 East, I see you. Come on now. 20 East. So shout out to the East. Shout out to the West. Shout out to the Midwest. And shout out to the South. We in here. All right, hold on. Matter of fact, all right, so let me see. All right, since y'all did all that, right? Let me see. Let me see what y'all got. Can we put some turtles, feathers? What else we got in there? We got turtles, feathers, bow and arrows, tomahawks. Blow the chat up. Whatever one you choose. Turtles, tomahawks, bow and arrows. You know what I mean? Feathers, throw it in there. Look, hey, let's go.
Set it on fire.
Throw it in there. There it is. There it is. Turn it up. What up, Wolfpack? Oh, what up, Wolfpack? Yeah. Who that just became a member? Something just popped up. Sin K, I appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a member. You got some videos to catch up on. And more to come. Let me see. Levante in the building. I see you. What's going on, brother? Hope everything going well. A lot of my brothers and sisters in the building today. I see y'all. Mystique, thank you for becoming a member. David, thank you for becoming a member. What's going on, y'all? Keep in mind, y'all gotta go back a little bit. Look, once y'all get them notifications becoming a member, y'all gotta go back and catch up. We got more things popping. What up, Blue Dreamer? What's going on, sis? Jai Young, thank you for gifting 1 membership to somebody that didn't become a member. I appreciate that. Vern Sports Takes, what's going on, brother? Shade, what's up, sis? Priscilla, how you doing, sister? Hoodie Smoke, what's going on, brother? Matthew Douglas, what's going on, brother? How you? We in here. My king, the Dean, what's going on? What up, family? Who that? Ty Ingram? Mr. Charles, what up? How y'all been? OCO. I appreciate that. Oh, he gifted another 8. Jay Young, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just getting that now. Thank you for that. For gifting another membership to the people. I appreciate that. And Sister Blue Dreamer always showing love. She gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you. Norfolk in the house. What up, VA? H-Time. What's going on, Houston? I'm glad we turning up now because what we about to get into. Because, you know, that it's a very serious matter that I'm about to talk about. But, you know, I like to bring that positive energy and stay on top of that. Stay on top of that positive energy. It's just things that I got to share when it deals with, you know, when it comes to history. It's unfortunate. A lot of stuff that happened in history ain't all that. You know what I mean? Drea Jackson, shout out to the Jacksons. It's up. I see you, sis. Tamara Bay, what up, Niji? Hey, who was that? Ontario, thank you for the 5 gifted. I'm dropping a bomb for you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, we winning. Oh, RL, good looking out. I wasn't even looking at the time. And now I get to switch my screens real quick. Austin, Texas, what's going on? We frozen? You might have to refresh your app. We not frozen. We good to go. All right, let me switch these screens real quick.
Niggas need to wake up. Wake up.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
This brother, he is raising some serious questions.
He's here to make you think.
What I'm trying to do is get our people to understand that we have been lied to all the way around about our history. Can you name any other group of people, no matter their skin complexion, that are being labeled primarily as the name of 2 continents? Not 2 countries, 2 continents.
It's up.
That is called a misnomer, which is the act of applying a wrong name to some person or thing.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
I want y'all to check out somebody named Dane Calloway.
Dane Calloway?
Look into Dane Calloway. He has a lot of information about how this whole shit was told in reverse. Okay? Where they say, oh, we came from Africa over here. No, a lot of us was already here.
And information that was put together by a man by the name of Dane Calloway, who is also questioning the slave trade. And he's done some remarkable videos on the history of the slave trade in the United States. And he's gone back down the food chain and gone back down the line. And he's sort of the Cordcanamans, South African native of trade, the way worded has.
Go just count this phone.
African American, for riches with a truck. Tell the look up the way you fuck. I'm Calloway to he can beat the Reese. He gonna eat that.
It's Calloway here to think.
Honey's at the autism. So I made fair in the stomach. Was no guy know that guy. Throw the body with not this hamburger. Some people take look at the ground back on my pub. My pity where they from. When they just virtues, virtuous on. I holler in the head. You look about when you web at the sea. So listen, I double on that watch.
Hey, something happened into my all right, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what's going on. Y'all can hear me, right? Hold on. We good? Cause something was weird happening right there. We good? They playing around? Yeah, man. We ain't even get started yet. We just getting started. Can y'all hear me though? Are we good? Okay, y'all can hear me? All right. Hey, damn. I mean, here we go. So, let me pull all my stuff back up real quick. A lot of stuff was acting up on my side. All right. Oh. Sister Dana Mitchell, let me drop a big bomb. Always showing love, man. Thank you for being generous, sister. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dana. That's love right there. Israel forever. Thank you for becoming a member. All right, hold on. I'm checking everything real quick because that was a little weird how that happened. I mean, everything good on my side, everything green. But like nothing is in the red. We should be good. I'm gonna keep it moving. Y'all wanted me to play the intro again? That's up to y'all. That's totally up to y'all. So that part wasn't playing on y'all side, like it was, but it was glitching on my side, and on y'all side it was like. All right, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me go to it now. Y'all want me to play it? Hold on. I don't know why that was acting up. Y'all talking about the intro while I'm rapping or the one before that? I mean, the one after that. It was glitching hard. The rap, both. Both. The rap, okay. All right, hold on. I'll do it now. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. All I gotta do is go back at my recording. Should be good now.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
His brother, he is raising some serious questions.
He's here to make you think.
What I'm trying to do is get our people to understand that we have been lied to all the way around about our history. Can you name any other group of people, no matter their skin complexion, that are being labeled primarily as the name of two continents? Not two countries, two continents. That is called a misnomer, which is the act of applying a wrong name to some person or thing.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
I want y'all to check out somebody named Dane Calloway.
Dane Calloway?
Look into Dane Calloway. He has a lot of information about how this whole shit was told in reverse. Okay? Where they say, oh, we came from Africa over here. No, a lot of us was already here.
And information that was put together by a man by the name of Dane Calloway, who is also questioning the slave trade. And he's done some remarkable videos on the history of the slave trade in the United States. And he's gone back down the food chain and gone back down the line, and he's realized that a lot of the so-called African Americans in the United States are not African at all. They're actually Native Americans, because the slave trade did not happen the way we were told that it happened.
It's Dane Calloway.
Go and watch this man's channel, man. This dude is phenomenal.
I'm not saying African American because they're not African American. They're the Aboriginals because they were the true Native Americans.
Set it on fire.
They're the copper color race. Look up Dane Calloway and watch his fucking shows. That man, Dane Calloway on YouTube, oh my God. He is fucking beyond brilliant. The research he does, whoo, he goes way deep into this shit.
Relax and take notes.
It's Dane Calloway on I'm Just Here to Make You Think Radio.
Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna let the rap intro play, and then here we go.
Turn it up. Look, 100 years after 100 years, they lied to us about this and that. Told us all we from Africa. Fix the characters, turn into facts. Heard you tell me, then it was not. No goddamn well that trick was capped. My wife and I wrote a book about it. It's a book with knowledge, evidence, and fact. And my other book got them haters shook, cause it's helping my people take a closer look at their backgrounds in the background, showing my people where they supposed to look. Showing my people where they get it from, where they hit it from, all sorts of angles. When it comes to this research, you must please first, don't trust strangers. Find out all of your own is what I highly recommend and suggest. And if you looking for answers and content about me, I highly recommend you the best. Which is my website at the link you see just across the screen. Don't let it miss you. I make it simple. I double down on that black and white. It's too official.
Set it on fire.
So now we good, right? We in there? Yeah, that's right. Put them turtle. Come on. Y'all can see yourselves in the chat right now, right? This would be the perfect time to put them turtles in there, them tomahawks, them fire emojis, you know what I mean? Them bow and arrows, the feathers. This would be a perfect time. Now make it faster. Yeah, there you go. Blow it up. This matter of fact, I'm giving y'all a round of applause. I'm doing this for y'all. This about us, baby. That's right. Y'all should see this thing. Mystic Luna, thank you, sis. I appreciate that, sister. Hold on, I'm gonna give y'all some exclusive. Hold up. Let me give y'all some exclusive. Look. Yeah, look, come on. This all y'all right here. This all y'all right here. Let's go. This all y'all. This it right here. This shout outs right here. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Perfect.
Yeah, turn it up. Y'all was faster in the chat earlier. I'm talking about that chat was moving. It's moving right now, but it ain't moving right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you spamming it. Spam it. Spam it. This is y'all. Spam that chat. Y'all deserve this. That's why I made it big screen. So when it's replay, they gonna see who was here. See, the ones that wasn't here, see, this what y'all messing out on right here. The love, man. The love. I ain't trying to rub it in, but I'm just saying, make sure you be there the next time, okay? Let's go. All right, so I'm wait a minute. I gotta switch to my eye. Here we go. Now y'all blowing the chat up fast. As soon as I pull it over, y'all tearing this chat up right now. Damian Brown, I appreciate that. Thank you for gifting the 2 memberships. Appreciate that, brother. And Wayne, thank you for becoming a member. Reese Cup, thank you for becoming a member. Y'all tearing that chat up. Aries, thank you, sis. Save lives, I like that. So this is what we gonna do. Lena, thank you for being a member. The reason why I'm doing all that right now is because I'm about to get into something very serious. You know, of course, I think it's necessary for us to stay positive all the time. But it's some, you know, it's some historical things that happen to our people that I need to talk about, that I want to talk about, and I want to go over it, and I wanted to, you know, explain to you all. It's just unfortunate, you know what I mean, that a lot of these things happen to us, you know, and it's not being talked about. It's not being brought to the forefront. Like here and there, you hear about this type of thing. And it was odd because when I was checking my channel, like, you know, we're doing the revamp of my channel, making sure everything is in in categories, in real categories where we could actually find it. Because you know me, I'd be like, go check out the video that's I can't remember what it's called, but now We revamping the whole channel. The podcast stuff is going to the podcast stuff. That's going to the podcast channel. That's a whole separate channel. Giving my take on certain things. I may do that during the live stream, but that will no longer be a video within itself. It'll possibly be on the second channel, which is Dane Calloway Unfiltered. This main channel will be strictly about education. Of course, I will still be going live like this, but I feel as though it will be easier on me and easier on you to find the stuff that I'm talking about in their own particular category. So that's what I'm working on right now. Woo! Hold on. Sour D's. Wow, brother, did you mean to hit the other zero? Gifted 50 memberships, bruh. Whoa. Hold on, bro. That's, hey, what? Like, wow. Brother, I appreciate that. That's major, brother. Big time. That's major. Man. I appreciate that. 410, shout out to B More. Big shout out to B More showing love right there. Read it, thank you for becoming a member. Noah's been a member for 1 month. I appreciate that. Look at them turtles. Sharon, thank you for becoming a member. Man, show some love for Sour D's in the chat, y'all. And Dana Mitchell too. She was showing love too. I mean, if y'all can, y'all, sometimes if y'all could just do it naturally. I hope I don't have to repeat that. You know what I mean? I just hope when the people are being generous like that, we all show love. And I would appreciate that. Please. Like what Mystic Lunar, you know what I mean? If y'all can, please. Yeah, that's major, bruh. 50 gifted. That's big time. Shirley, what's up, Miss Shirley? Hey. OCO, been a member for 32 months. Shout out to my sis, Miss Shirley Baker. Vanessa Pretty Vibes LLC. Oh man, she got turned up.
Set it on fire.
She got her business name out there. Look, I'm giving y'all the Pretty Vibes. Don't worry about it. Just know this is the Pretty Vibes. All right. Shout out to the sis Vanessa showing love. Been a member for 4 months. That's major right there. She was like, I made it an LLC. Don't worry about the product, just know it's good vibes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm here to promote. All right, so just know that I'm gonna have to go over this stuff right now. Y'all ready? Rodney, I appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a member. All right, so what we gonna do? Hold on, let me move this over real quick and bring that up. But what I was saying was this is one of those, when I was looking at the channel, I'm noticing, I don't know if y'all noticed this, maybe I'm tripping, but not only are a lot of my videos missing that shouldn't be, but some of my old, I'm talking about my old videos, right? My old videos are on the channel. Stuff has been clipped. Stuff has been muted. It's weird. It's real weird. I was looking at my old stuff like, damn, what? Did I say something wrong? Like, why y'all changing up my stuff? And then I'm reading the recent comments on my old stuff, and they're like, dang, do you know this is muted? Do you know they took that out? Do you know they not? And I didn't know. To be honest with you, I didn't know. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to do something about that. A lot of that old stuff that's being blocked, I'm gonna revamp it and put it out. And that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know. No notification, no nothing. But Is that legal? That's a good question. That is a very good question. I might have to check that out. I doubt very seriously that's within their let me hold on before I say anything. I will have to check. I'm not sure if that's in there. Is that in their guidelines? I will have to look. I don't think so. I mean, you know, they do their own censorship, but they usually tell you what they do. They usually tell you like, okay, we're going to censor this, censor that. And I mean, that wasn't all the time. Of course, we had to fight for that, you know, just to get, you know, an answer. But it is no telling when they did that. Those videos are so old, there's no telling. They probably did that the same year I started my channel or the next year after that, in which I'm getting ready to play a video that was like done. I believe I did this video on the first year I started my channel or the second year I started my channel. I'm just surprised that this is not on my channel. But it's time. It's needed. So here we go. Hold up. Let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, here you go. IBC2, thank you for becoming a member. Ray Sunfire, thank you for becoming a member. I'm dropping a bomb for y'all. Zant Lane, thank you for becoming a member. Marshall Riley, thank you for becoming a member. Oh yeah, it's up, y'all. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna do a refresh because when I, like, for example, when you hear me during this video, you could tell it's an old microphone. Is all of this is old, but it's the content that I want to show you all. Because some other things I want to show y'all after this. But anyway, first video, we got to get through this. I'm not going to be doing a lot of cutting in between or nothing like that. I may do it here and there. It depends on the situation. I may pause it, let it sink in. But I'm going to start it from the top right here because it had its own little intro. You know, I'm bringing that back too. When y'all see the new videos, all my little intros and stuff is coming back. But let's get it.
It's go time, Slim.
Our fathers sweat, blood, and tears built this country. Our fathers and our mothers worked from can't see morning to can't see night with no pay to build the economy of the South, to fuel the economy and the industrial revolution of the North. Mother, wife, sister, auntie, baby. We fought in all America's wars for a freedom that we have never achieved. We fought in the Revolutionary War that made America independent of England. But we don't have any independence ourselves. We are dependent on white people to do for us what we have earned the right to do for ourselves. We fought in the Spanish-American War. We fought in the War of 1812. We fought in the Civil War on the side of the North and the South. We died right alongside of those fighting to maintain slavery. And those who said they were trying to maintain the Union, but in any case, after the Union was maintained, it was back to business as usual. We had congressmen and senators, and we had government representation. But the Night Riders and the KKK took it all away from us. Said, we don't want no niggas in Congress. We don't want want no niggers in high political office. So they killed us. They hung us. They burned us. And when they got in trouble, they called us again to fight in a Jim Crow army. Some of the older ones here that were in World War I, you know you fought Germany. But the German prisoners of war were treated better than the black soldiers who fought for America against Germany. Talk to me. Hitler rose again. World War II. Black men died at Pearl Harbor. Black men died in Guadalcanal.
He right
in the
though.
Solomon Islands, in the Philippines, at Iwo Jima. Black men died in North Africa fighting the Germans. Black men died at Anzio Beach, at Palermo, at Naples, to free Rome, to free Paris, to free Europe. Damn it! We died to build America. And America has rebuilt Germany and Japan. And the nigger is still suffering and dying in the streets of America.
Still to this day. Still to this day. This was my old documentary I did on the Negro Wall Street. This is no longer on my channel for some odd reason, y'all. It's not on my channel. But here's back on my channel.
In today's society of America, it is called the Black Wall Street. But in the early 1900s, it was known as the Negro Wall Street.
I sound young.
This nickname was given to the street called Greenwood Avenue of North Tulsa, Oklahoma. Due to the complexity of segregation, copper-colored people, or rather Aborigines of America, were forced to shop, spin, and live inside of a 35 square block radius only, in an area called the Greenwood District, where the dollar of the American Aborigines circulated for up to 13 months within their own community. This methodology evolved into the production of multiple black-owned and operated businesses that prospered tremendously, single-handedly becoming the most highly favorable and well-respected land in America. Admired by thousands and consistently visited by millions of fellow Aborigines from all across the country, this landmass of Tulsa came a very long way after the Civil War ended in 1865. In fact, between the years of 1828 and 1886, Oklahoma became the resettlement destination for nearly 40 or more Southern Indian clans or nations and tribes alike. According to the LOC, the Indian Removal Act was passed by the House and the Senate in the same day of May 26, 1830, then immediately signed into law by then President Andrew Jackson just 2 days later. This sole authorization made it official for Jackson to grant unsettled lands to the native Indians in exchange for their current Indian territories.
Yep.
So, from the years of 1828 to 1886, the commonly known Choctaw.
What up, Montana? That ain't it. What else, Dane?
Chickasaw.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's up.
Cherokee.
Woo.
Seminole,
with the RE music in the back,
and Creek tribes, not to exclude the many uncommonly known Indian nations of the southeast regions of America, were all affected by Jackson's malicious replication of immigration with an E. According to historical records, both the U.S. government and the Indians signed many treaties pertaining to slave liberation and the reconstruction of their livelihoods during the mid-1800s. Allotting lands of approximately 40 to 250 acres to Native Indians, giving off yet the most accurate answer as to why there were nearly 7,000 copper-colored Americans residing within the newly established Indian territories of Oklahoma by 1870. Oklahoma was considered to have the most all-black communities throughout America during that time period. These generous black communities welcomed even more freed slaves to come reside in the lands of Oklahoma, more specifically in the city of Tulsa. But many can recall the city of Tulsa as being a heavily segregated racist hellhole, having been occupied by both black and white Americans. Copper-colored people were not allowed to live amongst the whites as equals, nor patronize white businesses in the entire city of Tulsa. But that did not stop the Aborigines from flourishing on their own. Red Fork is documented as the small southwest town of Tulsa for having discovered oil and single-handedly booming the city of Tulsa.
Woo! Oh!
This happened small southwest stopped the Aborigines from flourishing on their own. Red Fork is documented as the small southwest town of Tulsa for having discovered oil and single-handedly booming the city of Tulsa.
That's what they was after.
This happened shortly after most of the violent Indian rebellion subsided, and the Indians were forced to cede the majority of their Indian territories in Oklahoma to thousands of white non-Indian citizens that were allowed to be identified as to cede the majority of their Indian territories. This happened shortly after most of the violent Indian rebellion subsided, and the Indians
where they at.
Were forced to cede the majority.
A little bit more. I'm gonna just pause it just in case you want to screenshot it. I probably have this somewhere. It's probably on an old hard drive. Keep in mind, this was years ago, but I just want y'all to have this.
Majority of their Indian territories in Oklahoma to thousands of white non-Indian citizens that were allowed to be identified as Indians
this is all
under
Oklahoma.
the color of law. In one of my previous videos called The Untold Truth about the $5 Indians, I stated that the U.S. government created a separate freedmen's
list. That's another video that's missing. I got them all though. Don't get it twisted. I have all of my old videos, so I just gotta remember them.
Specifically designed to rule out all copper-colored Indians from receiving any newly established benefits and land allotments. Now, shortly after that, the U.S. government listed all full-blooded indigenous Aborigines of America as black or colored as their classification of race documented inside of the 1900 census, while simultaneously, white U.S. citizens were allowed to become identified as Indians by merely paying the Dawes Roll Commission a whopping total of just $5 for each white adult and child to be listed on the Dawes Roll. From the late 1880s to April 1st of 1902, public notices were passed around detailing that other, quote, claimants can legally make their cases for freedmen enrollment. This motion single-handedly allowed all white citizens the rights to legally cede the Indian lands of America, reparations, plus the optimized benefits having been set in stone by way of many previous U.S. and Indian treaties. Multiple public schools and all other industrialized institutions are keeping this open secret in the dark for obvious reasons.
Yep. They don't want you to know that.
There were two Caucasoid physicians that were credited with the discovery of the oil in Red Fork. The oil was discovered on Creek Indian Territory in Oklahoma, but by the way of the...
let me just let that sink in. Let me let that sink in. Where the oil was at?
With the discovery of the oil in Red Fork. The oil was discovered on Creek Indian Territory in Oklahoma, but by the way of the $5 Indian enrollment aftermath, the wife of Dr. J.C.W. Bland, Sue Bland, was awarded with Indian land allotments, and it just so happened to be located on the acres she owned.
Yep.
Dr. Fred Clinton and Sue's husband, Dr. Bland, produced Tulsa's very first oil well on June 25, 1901, rapidly thriving the city's wealth, with bank deposits totaling just over $65 million, according to historical records of 1920. Keep that in mind.
See that house?
Of course, black people did not benefit from this at all. In fact, due to the overwhelming amounts of racism and segregation, they developed their own completely separate business district and community.
Let's go.
Which also became prosperous and legendary. The circulation of the black dollar within their own community helped with producing forms of mental stimulation, innovating self-pride, self-sufficiency, and self-determination amongst all black Americans in Tulsa.
All we gotta do is do it
again. The Greenwood Business District, beginning at the intersection of Greenwood Avenue and Archer Street, became so successful and vibrant that during his visit, Booker T. Washington dubbed it as the, quote, Negro Wall Street.
The traitor. I think, not in this video, I went into
having
it later
their own
in a different
bus
video.
line in 2 high schools, a hospital, 2 newspapers, 2 theaters, 3 drugstores, 4 hotels, a public library, and 13 churches. In addition to that, there were over own bus line and dubbed it as the, quote, Negro Wall Street.
Yeah, this the sellout. But hold on, listen to what we had, y'all.
Having their own bus line in 2 high schools, a hospital, 2 newspapers, 2 theaters, 3 drugstores, 4 hotels, a public library, and 13 churches. In addition to that, there were over 150 2- to 3-story brick commercial buildings that housed clothing and grocery stores, cafes, rooming houses, nightclubs, and a large number of professional offices hosted by black doctors, lawyers, and dentists.
We had it all, y'all. This is just in Tulsa. Yeah, 13 churches. Notice how I'm using that number against them all the time. There's a reason. But I'm just saying, at this time, we had everybody wanted to live here. Hold on, let me not give it away. Let me keep going.
Tulsa's progressive black community had some of the city's most elegant brick houses and mansions in all of Oklahoma. Completely well furnished with china, fine linens, beautiful furniture, and even grand pianos.
I know that to be true because my grandmother had 2 grand pianos. I know that for a fact.
Fine linens, beautiful furniture, and even grand pianos.
They were into that stuff and had the money.
Anybody who wishes for the good old days probably doesn't remember what the good old days were really like. Because in 1921, the nation suffered coast to coast from hate, discrimination, arrogance, and those were probably the underlying reasons. They manifested themselves in organizations like the Ku Klux Klan. But you can't blame the riot on one or two or three specific incidents. The environment is what caused it. You have to keep in mind that in 1921, the majority of the Oklahoma legislature were Klansmen. Almost every city and county official in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, was elected with either support of the Klan or they were Klansmen themselves.
That's all you heard what he said? All politicians that were elected as being legislators or politicians, whatever you want to call them, in Oklahoma, were part of the KKK. Okay, so I'm playing this to let y'all know, like basically the setup. Here go to play.
Those days, the Klan would have parades in downtown Tulsa, wearing their white sheets and their pointy little hats to fit their pointy little heads. That would last 4 to 5 hours in length. Now visualize the number of people that were involved in a parade that would last 4 to 5 hours. And all these people came from Tulsa. When you have a parade in Tulsa, a lot of people come in from other counties. But you also have to remember that 1925, there were 5 million card-carrying Ku Klux Klansmen in this country. So what was going on in Tulsa was probably the same thing that was going on in an awful lot of other cities. And if the riot hadn't happened in Tulsa, it probably would have happened someplace else. The difference between Tulsa and some other city is that we know how bad it got. And where we've gone since then has been a mark of our progress. Has been a mark of our progress. Has been a mark of our progress.
When you have thousands of white men coming back from World War I, bringing back Souvenir Lewis, Spandau, and Browning submachine guns, and a variety of other weapons that they brought back from the battlefield.
They were bringing it back home.
And then they can't find jobs.
Then they couldn't find jobs.
And the power structure within the city at that time, as was occurring in other cities, would enlist them in the Ku Klux Klan and blame their problems on Jews, African Americans, and Catholics.
Remember we went over this before? Or who those people are? We ain't got to get into it. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm just saying, so y'all should remember. Notice who they had an issue with.
It was a simple answer to a complex problem for simple people. Meanwhile, they could stand in downtown Tulsa and look at the mansions in Little Africa, in the Black Wall Street.
Stop.
Down Tulsa.
Listen.
And look at the mansions in Little Africa, in the Black Wall Street.
Mansions. Mansions. We were doing well.
And seethe.
During the early morning of May 31st, 1921, a 19-year-old young black professional by the name of Dick Rowland worked as a shoe shiner in the downtown area of Tulsa.
Oh no, they playing ads. Hold on. Let me come back. Because I felt as though that was a little important for you all to hear what he said.
Simple answer to a complex problem for simple people. Meanwhile, they could stand in downtown Tulsa and look at the mansions in Little Africa, in the Black Wall Street, and seethe.
So they were jealous. They were jealous that our people were prospering. And the reason why I was saying that is because we were We were doing so well, and we could get back to this, y'all. Yeah, I don't know why they're playing commercials during the live stream. It should not be happening while I'm live, but I don't know. You know, it is what it is. But mansions is what he said. They were looking at the mansions, getting jealous. Keep in mind, the way he explained it is what happened. After those wars, they were coming home with the guns. They were coming home with the heavy artillery. Poor, couldn't get work. So they enlisted themselves in the KKK, hoping they would get something out of it. But the only way to get something out of that is to join the organization that's about nationalizing themselves against a set group of people, which he explained was the Jews, the so-called African Americans, and the Catholics. Now we know who that group is. That's Skull and Bones, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. But I told you that they're all together. They just had separate beliefs. These were the Protestants. Okay. As far as their belief is concerned, it eventually became, that they went that route. Okay. But yeah, this is their wrongdoing. This is exactly what they were doing to bring themselves up because they were so poor. Keep in mind, this was just in 1921. 1921. This is a big deal.
During the early morning of May 31st, 1921, a 19-year-old young black professional by the name of Dick Rowland worked as a shoe shiner.
Oh, I did say his name during this live stream. During this video, I forgot his name when I tried to bring his name up during a live stream before, like a recent live stream. So his name was Dick Rowland. All right, so I have it. Okay.
A professional by the name of Dick Rowland worked as a shoe shiner in the downtown area of Tulsa. There were no restroom facilities where he performed his duties, so Rowland had permission to use the restroom located on the top floor of the nearest building. Of course, he had to use the manually operated elevator to reach the top floor. And according to all statements made by Black American survivors during this time period, it was very likely that Rowland had his head down while riding the elevator, like most black people did during those times of segregation. In the early 1990s, Tulsa riot survivor, 93-year-old Jimmy Lilly Franklin stated the details as, quote, "He was a shoe shine boy. When he stepped onto the elevator, that elevator was not quite aligned with the floor, so he tripped and he fell and grabbed the little 18-year-old white girl who was the elevator operator. And the people who were standing there getting off of the elevator or waiting to get on the elevator said that he had attacked her." Dick Rowland was arrested at approximately 10 a.m. that same morning. And then later on in the afternoon, a white-owned and operated newspaper company called the Tulsa Tribune wrote an article detailing what happened. But they stated many false information and details in order to provoke yet another lynching. In fact, at the end of the article, it stated, quote, "It looks like there will be another lynching in Tulsa tonight."
See,
this yellow journalism went as far as naming Dick Rowland as Diamond Dick, stating that he attempted to attack a poor young white orphan girl who worked as an elevator operator to pay her way through college. The article also stated that she had scratches on her hands and face. The official background of this young girl did come out to the public after further investigation, confirming that she had no scratches anywhere on her body, and she was in fact not an orphan.
See there?
She just recently deserted her husband in Kansas City, and she was served with divorce papers in Tulsa just 2 months prior to this incident. But unfortunately, this news was released too late. The Tulsa Tribune newspaper company played a major role of the hundreds of lynchings of black people in the city of Tulsa and all across Oklahoma. It was the main go-to source for local and national news during that time period. Instigating, fibbing, and provoking a murder of an innocent black human being due to the malicious efforts of yellow journalism were their derogative tactics to sell more newspapers than anybody in Oklahoma. There were talks that a lynching would happen that day of May 31st, and later on that evening, thousands of Klansmen were escorted by a mob of white police officers of other counties in Oklahoma to the county jail, demanding Rowland's release so they could take justice into their own hands.
They were working together.
During
was
this
all
time period,
planned.
It was not illegal to lynch any black people. Hundreds of other lynchings happened previously throughout all of Oklahoma. But this time, many of the black male citizens of the Greenwood District took a stand. They gathered their heavily high-powered weapons and met with the white mob that outnumbered them outside of the county jail. Shortly after a few harsh words exchanged, calamitous events resulted in multiple casualties of black men. Those that could have survived did not receive any medical attention due to the white mob preventing the paramedics from rescuing them, so they bled to death. The violence did not stop there. In fact, it escalated rapidly into the night and throughout the very next day. The black citizens of the Greenwood District had their electricity shut off. And their telephone services were removed.
Listen.
Mobs of armed whites
Hold on. Look how... I'm not going to get upset. I told myself not to get upset when I do this. But this right here... this right here pisses me off. I'm going to just keep it that way. I'm going to just say it that way. I'm going to keep it playing.
Citizens of the Greenwood District had their electricity shut off, and their telephone services were removed. Mobs of armed whites were looting the businesses and the houses of the middle-class black citizens of Greenwood, taking money, clothes, furniture, and anything else that they thought was of value. Mostly all of these things they never had before due to the poor conditions of their own communities. Once they were done looting one place, they'll set it on fire. This was all done out of complete greed and jealousy towards the wealthier black citizens of Tulsa. Martial law was then declared around 11 a.m. on July 1st, and the National Guard of Oklahoma arrived into town by train, heavily armed and shooting any black person at will. Multiple cars full of white mobsters and militants came flying into Greenwood.
Look at the gun they got on it, y'all. That's a 50 caliber weapon. Like, really, nigga? I mean, okay, but I'm just saying how they got away with this, y'all.
Any black person at will. Multiple cars full of white mobsters and militants came flying into Greenwood. These cars had machine guns strapped to them.
Look at that. Look at that machine gun.
Hundreds of rounds of heavy ammunition into many business buildings and beautiful homes of the black citizens in the Greenwood District. And speaking of flying into Greenwood, these militants also bombed the houses and buildings by planes, immediately increasing the death toll to well over 6,000 innocent black Americans. Some of them were asleep and didn't have a clue. Others fought back but were immediately met by machine gun fire. And most took off running outside of the district, holding small infants, toddlers, and teenagers, while the sounds of bombs and heavy ammunition rang in their ears, overpowering the cries of their younger children while managing to make it at the hill, as survivors described it.
They were
more than half were executed before reaching the train tracks for safety.
Yep.
According to records held by way of the Information Act, There were members of the U.S. military, the National Guard, the Alphabet Boys, many police departments, and the KKK that were all involved from beginning to end. And to make matters worse, the black citizens were deemed at fault by the courts for all of what happened.
That's
justifying this massacre for those racist lunatics. History likes to keep this story a secret, so let's be sure that this truth gets told to the masses. For this was the American Holocaust of 1921.
That's it. That's it. But I'm glad y'all got a chance to see that. There's another video that's associated with that happened before. Hold on, I'm sorry. My thoughts. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because that one right there is very deep. It's a very true story. It happened for real. And they got away with it because once again, they were all of the politicians in Oklahoma at that time, and they still playing these same goddamn games right now. I'm talking about there's nothing really left there in the Greenwood district to let you know what was, I mean, maybe a few buildings and a historic marker. And that's not cool. Like, don't forget that there was a bunch of race wars happening throughout the United States. But that right there, y'all, that one right there was the biggest one. That was the biggest one. When it came to the point where they had the militia, that's a U.S. government operation, if you think about it. That's something that they enlisted their army to do. Their militia. And they haven't been held responsible for that ever since. So this is the reason why I turn my nose up when they say things like they gotta study stuff like reparations or whatever, you know. Like, you don't have to study anything. It's about the fact that you have to fess up to what you've done. Because they're trying to wait until the people that can recall what happened at that time die off, grow up, and die. Okay, straight up. So that story won't be repeated. So the story can't be remembered. Because it's more than a story. It's actually fact. It actually happened. And yeah, like I said, my apologies for the quality of that video. That was the first year of me being on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, when I posted that. Either the first or second year. I could tell because that was an old logo I was using and everything. And then my mic, you know, I sound young, and I mean, I'm pretty sure I still sound the same to y'all, but everything was up high and stuff wasn't mixed. It's not like how it is right now. But I'm going to do an update to it, you know, update it and add more stuff in there I didn't get a chance to add. A lot of the stuff I did have to take out of that one because it was a lot more graphic than you all may assume, as far as the version that I put together, but I had to kind of dumb it down in order for it to stay on YouTube for obvious reasons, because that was a Holocaust. That was the American Holocaust. Straight up. Okay, and this was a few years ago or a year ago, what I'm about to play right now.
The fight to make things right for descendants and survivors of the infamous Tulsa race massacre 100 years ago. An important court date tomorrow could be critical as they seek justice. ABC's Steve Osunsami has more.
Tell me about. She's the oldest living survivor of the Tulsa race massacre of 1921.
My name is Viola Ford Fletcher, 107 years old.
And this morning, she's hoping that a judge in Oklahoma will allow a lawsuit she's a part of to move forward. The hearing is Monday afternoon.
Is it safe to say you are pushing, you and the other survivors are pushing for payments?
Yes, whatever it takes to replace our loss. Yes.
In your lifetime?
Yes, sir. While I'm living.
In many households across this country, they put respect on her name and call her Mother Fletcher because of what she's overcome. She and 2 other survivors still living are suing the city of Tulsa, their sheriff, and other authorities for damages that are more than 100 years old. When she was just a child, she and her family ran for their lives after a mob of their white neighbors destroyed the Greenwood district, known to many as Black Wall Street, one of the most prosperous black communities in America.
That night, when we was aroused by the parents, what was going on, all the shooting and killing and fires and airplanes, people screaming.
And airplanes, people screaming.
What was going on, all the shooting and killing and fires and airplanes, people screaming.
So you know that's true. That was the U.S. Army planes that they were using. She can recall it. They were dropping bombs. Let me do something here real quick. I didn't do this before, but let me do this now. I cut the music off because I want to give a moment of silence for our ancestors, the people of Tulsa, the innocent people of Tulsa, that had no idea what was coming. Let me give them a moment of silence out of respect. Man, but see, I'm trying to calm down and be reasonable here, because this right here was so touching. Like hold on, let me move this mic a little bit more. Even my wife and my children could recall that I was so upset when I produced that documentary and did the research and gathered up what I could gather. I still have everything, by the way, y'all. I have all of everything that I mentioned. Certain things I didn't put on screen, certain quotes I did. I have all of that. Everything I have. The articles, the government documents of how they were trying to blame the people. I have it all. And I'm sure she does too, and her legal team. Now, this was some years ago when this took place. I'm not sure if Mrs. Fletcher is still alive right now. I'm not sure if she's still with us. But that's why I said they were trying to wait until they die off so this doesn't continue on. And once again, nobody was held responsible. And who should be held responsible? The government. Hands down. Not only the federal government, but the local government of Oklahoma. Big time. Nobody could give a call of martial law but the president on top of that. Or the governor of Oklahoma. I'm just saying. And allowing them to bring all that stuff back, all that heavy artillery, all that stuff, like knowing that they were poor, knowing that is just, you could tell that was just a play that was set up. And we had all of our match, all of, But on a greater note, I just want to let you all know that this is something that we can do again. If we did it back then, at a time where you may believe that we were poor or living in poverty, and we came up and circulated our incomes within our own community, whether if it be your dollar bill, whatever you want to call it. If we could do it then, we could do it now. This is not impossible. Regardless of there being a threat of, jealousy, people getting jealous and stuff like that. All of this, yeah, and it was, of course, they wanted the oil, and then they took their shares of the oil on top of that. I made sure that was in that documentary because that's where it stemmed from. They knew it was money in oil. Okay? And it still is. But they wanted control over it. But that wasn't theirs. None of this, okay. None of this stuff was theirs. None of it. Let me finish this video real quick.
People lying on the streets bleeding.
In the lawsuit, her attorney argues that the destruction of black homes and public executions of black people were allowed by authorities, and that those authorities can now be sued under a state public nuisance law. They're suing for a victims' compensation fund that could potentially mean hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm not the judge, but I do believe that the law and the facts are on our side.
A similar effort to go after drug makers for the state's opioid crisis recently failed. And Tulsa's mayor, who led the effort to help find missing black victims from the massacre, is against having today's taxpayers pay for yesterday's crimes and wants the judge to dismiss the lawsuit.
And I'm also opposed to levying a tax on this generation of Tulsans who are at no fault.
Mother Fletcher says she's running out of time to see justice for her family. She turns 108 years old on May 10th. For Good Morning America, Steve Osunsami.
I'm just
ABC.
saying, I don't care. I don't care if, see, keep in mind, they got to understand that they are the descendants. What they have going on right now in Tulsa is due to our building, our foundational building right there. What we structured and tried to revamp again. Let's not forget that part. Those that did survive tried to bring it back and tried to build it back. More importantly, they're on our land. They don't have no say-so in this. As far as that taxpayers crap, I don't want to hear that. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. When y'all printing that money off like no tomorrow. No, true to the game. I appreciate that. I'm dropping a bomb for you. I appreciate that. But my message for the people right now is just to let y'all know that we can do this again, and I highly recommend it. That will bring us up to the, to the top, regardless of what it may seem like. Inside looking out, outside looking in. As far as particular currencies and all the rest of that stuff going on, the government wanting to implement Agenda 21, NWO, all this stuff. We don't see, they can affect their own people, but they won't be able to affect us once we realize that we are the true owners of this land. We simply kick them out. They get 30-second eviction notices. Let them know, hey, get your stuff, get your family, get up out of here. Go back to where you originally came from. You don't want to help? No, don't worry about it. We don't need your help. Go ahead. We got everything we need from here. Thanks. Bye-bye. Just like how they did to us. Right? 1830 Indian Removal Act. Did they get eviction notices? That lasted for 30 days at least? Gave them... No. It was on site, right? On site evictions, right? You got 30 seconds. That's how it's got to be. That's how, and they brought the war to us. Now, once again, I'm going to let you all know to join the 13% community server for a lot of different reasons, but there are some things that my wife and I are doing. Of course, I'm not going to put them out in the forefront, but those of you that know, just keep it to yourself. We're just going to make it happen. Because technically, we don't need the government's help for anything. We don't need their permission for anything. We don't need to go to the U.S. courts to handle anything or the UN courts to handle anything. No, we don't. That's all foreign based. I'm not about doing business with a foreign entity that never had our best interests in mind as indigenous people. So crying to them
is looking like, to them, it's going to look like we need them, and we don't. So I strongly disagree with anybody that's talking about we need to go to the court system or we need to go to the UN. You look stupid to me. You really do. The enemy is right in front of you, but you're going to run to the enemy for a handout? You're going to run to the enemy for assistance? To me, you're foolish. Regardless of how you can unsubscribe if you want. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't like any of them. All of them are foreign nations. All of them. And they did it fraudulently. If you're about change, the only way it's going to change is if we actually make it happen and stand up for ourselves, have pride in ourselves, and demand things to happen and make it happen forcefully. Well, Dane, we don't have this and we don't have that. We do. You just don't see it. We do have certain things. But don't get me wrong, there is some things that we have to have. And, I can only do what I can do. You can only do what you can do. But if we put those things together and it be more than just us, all of us is, together, we collaborate on that note, it's up. They're not going to be able to stop us. They're not. Regardless if they bring their planes, their machine guns, we're going to have that too, nigga. We'll be ready this time. Ain't going to be no ambush. Ain't going to be none of that. But yeah, every time I talk about this topic, I get upset. So I'm not trying to say on that note, let me bring myself up and lift you all up as well. Okay. I'm going to give y'all a round of applause. I'm going to start off like this. Because regardless of how people may feel, or, these alpha males out there, alpha females out there that know what's going on, y'all sticking around. I appreciate that. Y'all know we could do it amongst ourselves. Keep in mind, we only need 13% of our people to do it. The rest of them people that, want to act like beta males, scared, and got their tail stuck in between their legs, we don't need them. The ones that's trolling and, oh, you ain't going to be able to do it and all that stupidity, we don't need them. Trust me. You better off being 6 feet in the grave anyway. We don't need you. You in the way. So do us a favor. Off yourself. Move over. We got this. The ones that are not afraid gonna stand up and get right to that plate and be ready to batter up. So yeah, we gotta be. That's right. That's right, Ashley. We gotta be warriors again. And each and every one of us got that warrior spirit within us, but it's about you bringing that out of you. That's what you got to do individually. No, don't leave. No, stay here. No, let them stay here. If they trolling, let them stay here. Because keep in mind, they're here for a reason. They're here for a reason. They're here to learn. Okay? They need it just as well as we do, as far as the positive energy. Okay, regardless, if they don't change for whatever reason, let them go to that, let them stick with that and go to their graves with it. We don't need them. That's not going to stop us from what we're going to do. At all. At all. And again, I'm not going to put my plans out in the open, and I hope you all don't neither. But we are coming together. That's why we're utilizing that server. And other things is coming up. You want to get involved? Get involved. Don't bring your religious belief inside of that server. Keep it. Leave that at the door. Come with your own individuality. Let's utilize that term. Come as who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Leave that other stuff at the door. If you for your people, you for your people. Don't try to twist it and turn it and make it, the way you want it to make it. A religious way or whatever. Okay, keep all that. That's something personal to you. Keep that. That's not about, personal situations right now, individually.
You can handle that amongst yourself. I will hope you do. And then we collectively come together what we can bring to the table for each other. That's what we need. That's what you should focus on. If you don't know how to do that, you in the way. Just get up out of here. You don't like what I'm saying? Leave. Leave. Like, what you standing here for? Okay? But yeah, we only need 13% of our own people to get this done. And everybody else will follow suit. Those that's not, oh well, we didn't need them to begin with. Keep in mind, if Tulsa did it on their own, and that's just one city in one state, and they were prospering that well, just imagine a whole nother city in one state that's prospering that well right now. And then we create clones of those cities and towns that we create. There's no stopping us. And we can get that done. Regardless if it's people out there that look like you and I that would deny that will turn their nose up to it because they got their tail stuck up between their legs. Crybabies, right? We don't need you. You ain't strong enough. You too scared. Move over. But
set it on fire.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down right now. I'm gonna see y'all not tomorrow, but the next day. I'm gonna do the live stream that I was talking about during, in the 13% community server. It's free, by the way. You could join the server. You can hit the link. It's in the chat. The moderators posted up. Or you can hit !13. It'll pop up. In the live chat, not the chat, in the live chat. Now, if you're watching this after the live stream has ended, it's in the description of this video. It's free. I'm not asking for no funds from you. Of course, when certain things come up and we may need some funds, don't turn your nose up. That's for our people. I'm not saying it's coming to me or it's coming to my bank account. I'm not saying that. And that's not going to happen. I can promise you that. That's not what we talking about here. We doing things for us. Okay? It's not about pushing Dane Calloway to the forefront to be the biggest that and bit. That's not what this is about. We got to make real changes. We got to do it together. I love y'all. Y'all take care. I'm going to see y'all next time. All right? Wado.
I'm just here to make you think.